What are the options here? What are we going to be seeing? What are you looking forward to?
Well, we're going to start off at the northern end. Obviously, my favourite place, as everyone likes to let me know every single time I open my mouth. And the plane's going to be going down towards the southeast, just skirting the edge of Novo. That's where she'll be ending. So, not quite all of the map easily within reach. A few people will have to either parachute early and swing towards it. More so the people who go to Primorsk. Ferry Pier's still there, so happy days for them. You're going to see Rogue down usual place, Sosnovka Island, military base, Novo. If we do see Atlantis going to the same, they're happy. They'll be able to just bomb straight down. You can already see the normal teams. Phase, they're going to go fly over to Milta Power. It's still day one, so you'd expect everything to be business as usual. Nobody should be making any wild adjustments now. That potentially could come tomorrow in day number 2, should a coach or an analyst say, okay, well, this isn't working, but let's kind of carry on what's going on. I mean, I want to use Rogue as a quick example. In game number, number 2, they got bridge camped and they got battered. They no kills and went out in 20th place. Lo and behold, they're stuck by the guns. Things have gone their way. Back-to-back wins, which is fantastic. And for your confidence, that's going to do absolutely wonders. Circle comes in, and she is completely perpendicular to the plane route. So the entirety of this west coast is now open because we've got about 20 to 30% water in there. That's wild, because that's opposite to where the plane actually was. So everyone now that wants to kind of get ahead of the curve, go towards Ferry Pier, go towards Primorsk, maybe even do the some of the old American teams. They love the west coast. That's completely open for the taking. Tempo Storm, for example. No connection comes out. SMG. Oh, he still fancies it. I mean, fair play to him. He might as well have a crack, but doesn't connect. We will see WTSG. Welcome to South Georgia, Paul. They'll carry on and they'll be able to do their usual thing. I want to see if when we look towards team like Grob, for example, do extend a little bit further. Everyone seems to be stopping. An interesting one is from Chris from Method.
You like this guy, don't you?
Well, he's my duo. Well, I say my duo. Probably just puts up with me rather than actually plays with me.
I mean, you're not in Method, Rich. I know you want to be.
Not yet.
We all want to be friends with Andy.
I'll be there soon.
All right.
Have you seen my skills in this game?
Sadly. Was that a nice skirt they're wearing there, or hot pants?
Do you know what I do find funny with some of these pros is that, especially when you look towards Hot Drop and some of the scrims, they can tell who they're fighting by what they're wearing.
Outfit. Yeah, Fuzzface's one is really nice recently. Have you seen that? Can we just have a little look at him? Can we have a little fashion show? I mean,
Ansvar gets me. He's always got a skirt on. The stripy red top.
He's got the legs.
He does have the legs.
Woof.
If they're as hairy as his face, then absolutely.
Yeah, if we could just look at Fuzzface for the outfit. I wonder if he's wearing it today, or if he's maybe gone for a more tactical approach. He's actually tacticaled up a bit here. Before it was a lovely look. Yeah, I see he's got
pants on.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have anything much more, but really, if anything, we can just have a nice discussion about outfits.
You literally jump onto a member from FaZe and they've already got two ARs on the back.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Everyone's rocking like pans and sticks and stones, and Fuzzface is just, nope, it's all right, boys. I'm already level 3. He's just got like an 8 times hanging out of his beard. Completely kitted up to the 9s.
Hanging out of his beard. That's an aesthetic. That's a look. You know?
I mean, yeah.
I feel that.
Why not?
All right, we're just waiting to see if any teams make any kind of uncharacteristic moves.
So let's talk maybe about potentially where we could see the crashing here. Obviously, you look towards Pachinki. I very much doubt any team would even bother going through it. You don't do it in matchmaking. You won't do it here. But around the extremities towards it, just around that kind of church area where you go through the dips, you got a bit of a defilage. You kind of need to pop off the back. There's a few vehicles on that main road as well, and you've got that whole hill going down. On the backside of it, you do have the Pachinki fields. Please, please, please be careful of the little dips and divots, because going across them with vehicles, you will be in all kinds of trouble. Gaxi knows that. I think that's a member of Grow Up, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong. No, it's going to be Red Zone in North Georgia from down south. So they'll be aware of that one. The drop comes in. She hits the west coast as well. We'll see if Fleekers does chase that down. If not, Elliot Giganton. Try saying that after a few beers.
I can't say it now. Stone cold sober, still can't say it. It's not great for me. But yeah, so rotation routes are going to be fun. As you highlighted, north of Pubg will be very much a favourable one, even with the terrain being what it is, which is kind of what we're seeing-ish now where they're heading towards. The terrain is a little bit of a git to get around, but then you also got the southern side as well. That's also available. So those are probably the most, I guess, viable rotation routes. You don't want to go past the stack of Doom, the 4 stack of houses towards the, I guess, east of Georgia Pol. If you want to go across the bridges, it's always kind of a death trap. You always kind of feel that. There could be a team there if they do want to start gatekeeping early, but you are seeing that common rotation route above Pubg. And the one thing I do like about this side of the circle, rather than the east, to a smaller, lesser degree, is the fact that there's a lot of compounds available. This is a nice pickup, Groza. Obviously 7.6 in this point is still lovely to have. And
which team's that?
The green ones.
Isn't there a few green teams in here?
No.
We'll stick back. Pretty decent drop though.
They'll giggle.
Why do you do this? Oh, Rogue, they make it out of Millie alive. They do cross the bridge. This time, no Penta boys sitting back and gatekeeping. They're allowed to carry on, looking for a third win. If they can bag it, it would be absolutely massive to do 3 in a row. 2 teams here. This is the European Championship at the end of the day. 3 teams from here move on to what you could call Worlds for PUBG. It will be PGI. But at this level, to get 2 wins back-to-back from both Liquid and Rogue, it's monumentous, if that's a real word. Probably not.
Say it with enough conviction and we'll believe you.
I should have just carried on with it, shouldn't I?
Yeah, don't doubt yourself.
Wizards and Singularity all the way up to north, past the wall. They've got to come quite a distance. We still need to see Atlantis make a move. Potentially, do they go early? Do they challenge Penta? Or do they go all the way across Sosnovka? If they wanted to. Oh, it's tight.
Ooh, that's a horrible place to be for Copenhagen Flames. They've
going
had
well
some
for him,
terrible luck and some, I guess, bad choices to a degree too. You can blame it on luck, but sadly they've been one of the first teams out a couple of times.
I'm putting down confidence because that in the previous round, I was really upset that they let, who was it again? I think it was actually the Izako Balls.
I couldn't remember, but they didn't take the fight. Yeah, it was the nade, wasn't it? Or something came through.
They were all kinds of damaged, and they just sat there. It's like, oh, we'll just wait here for them. And then all of a sudden, the player, even with half HP, just gets them. All right, boys, well, yeah, cheers for second life. We'll take your gear. Thank you very much. And I don't know if that's land jitters.
It could be. I mean, I was talking to these guys before. They train a hell of a lot, but most of these players, still all of them have full-time jobs. You know, they don't just sit here and play games all day. It's not quite there yet. Some of them have tried to transition to being a full-on professional team where that's like your 9 to 5. But some of these players aren't there yet. They still have that normal job. They still have the 9 to 5. So when you practice, you do what you can. But we are seeing a little bit of fire away from that point, coming in towards that death stack of houses northeast of the circle currently. That could be a problem if any of the teams trying to do that longer swing, but we do see the boats coming out actually from Atlantis down towards the team who looped Novo that we saw quite late into the game before.
IB, Knights, Penta, they've all got to come across. IB thinks it's a great idea to knock out his Captain Scoom. Happy days. That's the second time Liquid member's gone down due to a vehicle. A little bit unfortunate. Steegs, though, straight on to Muraku. That's not great. The WTSG should be able to convert this kill unless Vard can actually pull up in the vehicle, block the bullets. This would be an amazing play. Oh, it's rolling.
Oh, no, he's having an absolute mare. He's dribbling everywhere, trying to line it up, park it up. But look how low his teammate is. If he finds an angle on this, I don't know if he's going to get on the 5. He's trying the best he can. That's the Grozer against him as well. Oh, God, this could be horrible. And I'm pretty sure that's a confirmed kill just came out.
Now, the problem is that they're taking out the vehicle and Vard is in the middle of the field. Has this not worked out in their favour? Are they going to give up 2, unfortunately? They'll be taking his smoke off him if he does have any less. They'll be able to make some kind of a wall, so to speak, and run across from the cornfield, but still getting out of there when you've got an SKS and a Groza looking down the barrel, it's not good at all. You can whack her 4 times on that Groza and it becomes a deadly weapon. At range, drop does come in, but should be in the water. Wouldn't expect anybody to go for that unless Eli Giganton want their second drop of the game. Not everyone is inside the circle yet. Welcome to South George. They'll continue through. Bit of a gauntlet for these boys at the moment. It's not worked out well.
Tags as well. This is a one-shot. There it is. Blank have been keeping themselves very much within the top positions here. You're seeing the power as to why this should be a kill. Pretty sure that's it. Jump away confirms. Very nicely done. This is a very powerful spot. Again, kind of radio tower-esque. Yazy having a little bit of a look, see if he spots anyone. It's western side. There's so many compounds, though. The teams should be relatively safe. You shouldn't see too many team wipes yet, because there's so much room. Now, the next circle, if it goes, big, heavy swing, then, all right, you might see some noses put out of place. That rotation coming up from south to north, if it does go towards a north circle, is heathen. But if you look at the north side of the circle as well, teams have just evacuated it. They're going as central as they can at this point.
If you do wonder as well, when we keep talking about Team Blank and WTSG, this is WTSG, this is the old Kinguin roster.
Hold on,
and with
Rich.
Blank, that's the old Crimson roster.
I've got to say, someone just said, JJ Hazard just said, I can't be perfect. I can't lose it. I can't last night. No trouble with staying.
What?
Just had to point it out. Sorry, mate. Back to the point. What? Oh, hello, Fuzzface.
This ain't good. Look at Jempty as well. Jempty's completely tanked up. He's 50, so they've just got to run.
How did Fuzzface get picked out of this? These guys are really good at catching people on rotations. We saw that in the last couple of games as well. They were one of the first teams to strike blood in the last couple of matchups. That Scar control was great. Goes to there, going to find Fuzzface, but there's still 3 alive for FaZe. But losing out on Fuzz is a big deal. He brings a lot of power.
It's one of those things where you smile and think, yeah, I just killed a player from FaZe. But then you think, oh god, now FaZe are going to want to kill me. This ain't good. Let's run away, boys. It's one of those 50-50 decisions. But nevertheless, though 15 points go in the hands of Isako Boars. They'll continue through. They're inside the circle. They can chill for now. Circle updates, and she goes more towards the north. Georgia Pole. South George specifically
North
could
George is completely
be
open,
seeing. It is, but I think with the water, I think it'll pull more down towards the south. South George circles, if it gets to the end and that's the last fight, they're nasty because it just becomes a complete town center window fight. It's wild. Like, you cannot peek from anywhere. It's a war in a town, honestly. You just see people leaning back and forth. This is the crash, though.
This is huge. Knights up against Rogue as well. This is a big fight. Texas, though, he loves a fight like this, but not with the full auto beside him. He had the SKS and the M16, so not ideal for his close quarter combat situation, but here comes his teammates in support. You do have the Scar. I see that above one of the players' heads, and it's the AK coming from Drayden. Kramer's there as well, and Rogue being pushed aside. They might have just been completely and utterly punished here. Ewan's gone down, Jazz has gone down, and Fuffers is nowhere near. They are out of there. They're having none of that. Knights took the compound, and they just won it straight out.
How scary. When you look towards Rogue and see what they've done so far, they've already had a last place finish once in this tournament, and they've had 2 first place finishes. It's completely opposite ends of the spectrum. They're now here in game number 5, losing 2 players early on. Frozzer lines them up. Doesn't actually get the shot. The M24 does not find its target. Scoon comes in. They cause all kinds of problems here. Red zone. They've been eaten alive by 3 different teams.
This is a horrible predicament for so many of the players. Copenhagen Flames are down to 1 player now, and he might be spotted out pretty soon. These guys are really struggling. Scoom's trying to rack up the kills. He's been punishing as he goes. He wants to make some points up, maybe fancying himself this game. But look how condensed this area has suddenly gotten.
That's insane. That's a feels bad man for Red Zone. They were going up against One, Flames, and Liquid. Everybody just kind of swung towards them and said, okay, well, if kills are going free, we'll jump in the game as well. As you mentioned earlier on, South George, people expecting it not to turn that way, so they'll all stay more towards the, northern side. They'll all stay towards the southern side, which again makes the circle even tighter. Jempty FaZe up onto.
He's going to see him.
See the legs.
Does he want to go for the shot? Yeah, though, that's the thing.
I think you'll see. I mean, if he turns here to take a look, if he actually swings, he's going to be able to see his face. He does, and his teammates there as well.
Yeah, maybe waiting to see if they could line it up on the shot so they pick up the real clean claim to it. And Pony Rider's down, and that means the entire team is down.
It feels bad, man, because I know what these guys are capable of.
That's nice, though. That's a big shot on the SKS. That thing is an animal these days. After the patch update, it's turning back in. It looks like it's got a grip on it. Maybe, I think there's a thumb on it. So the thing's accurate as hell. It's a lot different than it used to be, but a big pick up there for them towards the Penta side. I
mean, you got to remember, it's only 5 less than an SLR is this thing.
Yeah.
And they're pretty well, rounded. You find them all over. It's easy to get the ammo. It's easy to get the attachments. The 6 times and 3 times in itself is a bigger explanation. It's more scopes, more bang for your buck, so to speak. And again, been able to have in with the decreased recoil, the decrease in input, reticle reset, so to speak. SKSs, they're a tank of a weapon. They hit hard. They really well hurt. It's an easy range is what I'm trying to say. Yep. You pick up those, put it in your back pocket. You're not necessarily that strong independent sniper, but still, the fact that you can tap fire it is ridiculous. I think I just saw Hayes in a 3 versus 1 the other day. Yep. Literally hip fire someone down for the last kill. The gun is ridiculous.
Alliance taking over a lot of room here. They've got the kind of 4 block going on. Every single player up in this, so they are holding that South George entrance. Going to make it uncomfortable for any team trying to get there. The main part of George has been taken over already, so that's been grabbed and claimed. Let's have a look at what Method have here. This is a nice position. A lot of firing on them though, and he's being pressured. He's down to below half HP, so got to be cautious. Only a 2 times. We saw during the kind of online phases of things, or the earlier phases of this competition for Europe, they struggled with the lack of loot there. They didn't have all the scopes. You throw your mind back to it ending on the military island. They got beaten out by Grow Up in the end because they didn't have range, they didn't have the loot they wanted. And I'm curious to see if that's maybe the case here. Hopefully playing out this position, you want more than just a 2 times. They're very capable, but you want to be able to confirm kills.
It's not quite central, but it's certainly... It's a banging position. You got a lot of line of sight on people, and more importantly, if someone does shoot back at you, you get tagged up by a big boy gun, you can literally just hit the deck, and then you can't be seen because you're up on a plateau.
Wow, FaZe, Liquid, all these players on the hill, they've gone for this one. FaZe might see them rotating off this. Nice little pick up there, suppressor, all of that good stuff. Gilly as well, cool.
Another Atlantis guy.
Let's have a little look towards Liquid, because they're running between 2-3 teams in cars, so this could be pretty tricky for them now. If they do get spotted out here, they are on the run. They're trying to make a bit of a dash for it. Couple of shots coming through. They're going to be right in towards one of the other teams, so this is not necessarily safe. There's a lot of players nearby, so you've got to be very careful as to where you go.
Nice compound, though. They're able to pack these vehicles inside. 1, 2, 3 they will have. All tyres intact. All 4 players as well coming into these, I like to say final circles, because we're certainly nowhere near the start. We're only going to get smaller and smaller. They are quite central. They're not quite central, so they have a good percentage and a good chance of the circle being in it next time it does come back round. Blaze goes on to Pybas. That's going to be a headache with the Kar 98. Finds his face. Side sealed, delivered. Job done. All 4 players alive here. Deeg's already 15 points for his team. Level 3'd up, that's the Groza on the bag. That's what you want to see. Level 3 chest, level 3 helmet, and a level 3 bag as well. In that bag, you can just fill it full of utility, full of health, full of grenades. Happy days. He's got the long range with the cat, and again, you get up close and personal with him. He's got that Groza in the back pocket. It's a deadly, deadly weapon.
Yep. And he can be finding one on the Penta side as well. It's the Mini coming to play for him, so good to be working down Penta for the Method side, because they were relatively close on the scoreboard. I
think this is the biggest advantage of the SKS, the fact that you can just spam it. You can literally just wait until the reticle resets, and especially at range, just keep, it has the same advantage of the SLR. You just keep tapping away, and eventually you would, I mean, it's quite a long distance. He does have that 8 times on there, but you would expect at least a couple of shots to be able to pull forward. 2 more have got to run the gauntlet here. Yannick. He fancies it.
Not hitting much of it though.
Well, I've seen several.
His teammates are hitting the shots, not him right now.
I mean, if anything, you're going to be removing,
shots
you know,
too, I mean,
durability from those vests, especially in the later game. That's when it becomes a little bit of a problem, because you've got aim punch and everything else. Eventually, that vest will be smashed off completely. Circle.
Uh-oh, Gemty. Land the shot. Doesn't land it. You're going to have to see the rest of FaZe now preparing themselves for the split. Because you know, if you make contact on a team, they're going to probably send 1-2 players off towards a flank, try and gain some ground, because currently they are in the new circle, but you've got to be under. There it is. That's pin precision. That's perfect.
Belter.
Now where's the response from the rest of the team? They don't have much gear on the other side, it looks like. We're still seeing the MAC-10 there, and you can see him chomping at the bit. He wants to fight. He's kind of tames himself a little, pulls himself back in, like, all right, I can't, maybe don't run for that. Trying to deny line of sight. LOS
that's a bit
here.
Open.
Yeah, they'd have to breach over the top, and I don't know if Gemty's feeling that confident. You could see him thinking about it, but he does back away. Again, as much as FaZe are a phenomenal team, you can't take too many risks. You don't want to, you know, waste everything. You don't want to overstep your mark, especially when the circle is playing on your side. New circle comes in now. Okay, FaZe might now have to take that fight.
The thing is about FaZe, obviously, they still know in their head that they have lost Ghostface. He's an absolutely incredible fragger. He's a big powerhouse when it comes to FaZe, and they've not only lost him, but they've lost 1 player. It's not the full unit. It's FaZe, regardless of individual players, a scary team in itself. But look at 1 on the side of the hill, just on this Georgia Paul Mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4 teams are all banking around FaZe. You've got IB in front of them, 1 behind them, and then Moonwolf just trekking in the back across the blue. And then they've got really nowhere to go. As soon as they get off of this hill, Pansy, they have Liquid inside the buildings waiting with open arms.
This is a horrible situation for anyone on that hill, because you don't know who's up there with you. It's very hard to spot it out, so you're trying to move fast. You're trying to give yourself a chance to get past the other buildings where you'll probably know teams are. But if someone's just a little bit slower behind you or takes like a longer route, you know you're done for, and there's not much you can do apart from fight your way out, which costs you time and position and everything else. FaZe are going to have about 2 teams on them. You're going to have one probably cresting the hill behind, and then you're going to have, obviously, Moonwolf down on the road. And you've got Liquid in the circle, able to probably spot a lot of this out if they can't deny line of sight towards it. But the southeast is going to get busy. That slow side ain't feeling so slow. Nades come through towards the compound we're staring at, but this potential fight on the southeast could be mitigated if they get in cars, if they just try and play it safe. And it looks like FaZe have done that.
Yeah, FaZe have actually got a vehicle, but they're going to go directly towards Liquid. Please be careful, boys. They are a team that will tap fire them. They might get away with a life here and enter the center of the circle. Washout steps up, tags Fon in the head, so he has to sit back now. He's done the damage. He'll be able to at least potentially get away with his life. Jeem straight onto Mexi. So the second player, that's more than likely to be out of the vehicle as well. In fact, they've stopped.
Oh God, Washout, what are you doing?
Oh no, Hexetti
Did he
is
just
down
get
as well.
baited by like a smoke or a flash and he ran forward thinking it was... I don't know what his options were there, but all I know is Method are doing very well. Method had joined in on the FaZe fight. They just confirmed some of the kills. So this is a big game because Method's positioning was excellent. They were in a very centralized position. They had players up. You saw them starting to operate on a higher level. That's what we're going to see. Blank is still in this as well, a name that we're seeing more and more often, but Playbass just went down, so this could be an issue because it looks like Wizards are trading that one out. And what just happened there?
That would have been Red Zone getting completely wiped off the face of the planet. The grenade goes off. I think that was a 2-for-1 if I'm not mistaken. That ends their life. Jeem's still in the kill feed, picking up 15 points a time here for Liquid as people just go flying by on rotation. One more member of FaZe remaining. All comes down to Jempty to try and get them into the top 10. That's what you want to be aiming for as a bare minimum. But it's going to be a hell of a task with all these teams shooting around the corner. Unfortunately, the Phaser, his teammates are actually here to survive. All of a sudden, Blank, they come through, they wipe out one team. This is a 3-team fight here. Jempty's gone down. What position was that in? Is that 16th or 17th for FaZe? Rogue is down as well. How many are actually out for Rogue? Was that the last one? It was a potential. That was an insta for me, so that could be 2 heavy hitters here going out early game.
Yeah, it's kind of worrying when you see that sort of thing happening. You've got to worry, especially when it's the last game of the day. This is the last statement you're going to make. So for them, it's eyes towards tomorrow. At this point, Liquid's still in a good spot. I love how Method are playing this so far. I don't know if they're getting pushed out of position, but you can see them taking fights. They're not afraid, but here comes the compound breach. You got Jamboy readying himself. Timing is everything. A good position on the cars. So they can't open the doors and then really pressure them. But Lockwood, that UMP, tears them up. You've got a lot of pressure coming their way, and they're rising to the occasion. But Calvin Klein, he's going to have to get his big boy pants on and get in the building at this point. Sprays him with the AK. A couple of shots come through, but it's not going to land just so perfectly. Pressure from more teams coming in. Here we go. This is the fight you want to be seeing. That kill feed is lighting up.
Good God, this is messy as hell. I think that might be Singularity's final player going down as 3 of them just hit the deck back to back. They may go out in 15th place. Keep an eye on that kill feed once again. I'm hearing a grenade being cooked in the back.
Did he just underhand it?
That was an underhand low toss. Finds his target. Second one as well. Nice. I like it.
Love a bit of that. Blank, you know what? I'm liking
Balling it.
Yeah, why not?
He's going for another one. He's going to try and bank it off the roof and hit him.
Went off that fence and came back in. You're not having a nice time if you're Morpheus here, are you? You're not feeling great.
The bigger thing, though, for Blank, if they get this kill, look at how much... They've got another one, I don't believe it, Jambo. That's 3 down now for IB from grenades only. Speaking of... Oh,
does Method have sight on this? I'm wondering if they do. Can we have a quick switch to Method if you have a chance? I know it's being annoying as hell just because these guys might fight. But yeah, there's longer lines of sight coming in here. It looks like Method... I don't think they've got a perfect glimpse on this. If they actually, yeah, if they go onto the other side of the hill, I would. But I'm wondering if they move up now with that new circle being locked in. And a lot of teams now under pressure. A lot of the compounds that were safe early on aren't looking so...
Liquid smack bang in the middle. Still, this fight goes on. Another knock is down. Lockwood defending here again with this UMP. It's so dangerous, but Sixy, he's going to be placed spoiler
the
here.
Hipfire. That works out really well. He's going to have to fall back from this to heal. Just about makes it around the corner. That's, you know, butt-clenching time, isn't it? He's like, no, don't peek. Going to go for the heal and try and get himself back up, feeling a little bit more pretty. Penta on the run, though. What remains of Penta, should I say, as you're going to see back from Zaki. Going to have a little look for this. Smoke's getting ready to be put up.
Just trying to flush him out, bless
Cups
him.
of magic. He's going to need more than that in this one. Moon will probably confirm that they are eliminated here. Yep. Down to 13 teams. Method finding new positions, new ways to play, and they are gatekeeping so many teams now.
The bigger thing for Method is they've actually brought the vehicles with them. They've got a few UAZs, so they can actually move them forward, maybe get central on this circle if they really want to when it's, it comes for rotation time and build themselves a little fort, but it all depends where this circle goes and who's already there. Liquid in the distance. They're also a team that has 4 alive. Having 4 alive at this later stage of the game is absolutely paramount.
Look at that hill. Look at that position you get for that.
The issue with it is that when the circle goes is what's going to be difficult. Because they have a lot of open ground that they need to take through. But right now it's great because everyone's just in their line of sight.
Keep eyes on the bullets and how much they have in the stock because they're not going to be able to replenish this for a little while. No one's getting that close. He's down below almost 20 at this point once he reloads. He does have a DP on his back, so it's 7.6 and 5.5. You've got to hope that he can switch around. He can always put those 4 times up on the DP or, excuse me, he could adjust though.
It works.
I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, but still. Let's look at the positions now. Let's take stock of what we've seen thus far, or what we see right about now. Liquid in a good spot, assuming they can hide away from Method, who seem to be having a bit of a hot hand here. You've got a nice couple of teams relatively very well safe towards the northwest as well. There's 2 compounds that are very strong here. There's a lovely defilade, though, that just kind of traces around that towards the southern side of it that could be utilized to push them, but for now they've got a really good line of sight, so that's going to be out of the question. I think it's very central here. Liquid get a nice position. I'm wondering how Method adjust off the back of this, because they're getting pressured from way out of the circle.
This is where it becomes a problem. I would say back from Zaki, that's them dead, their last player. Dykes becomes the victim there, unfortunately, to the blue. 10 teams remain, 33 players alive. The circle, it's pretty damn open. We're in the cornfields, we're going to be hiding behind the hayfields. Even another player is confirmed dead. That is the last remaining member of Isako Ball's 9 teams. Andy once again using that 5.56 with the mini at range, but now this could be a problem for Method.
I don't know what their rotation's like. I don't know what the terrain's like over there. You're seeing Alliance gatekeeping one of the teams out here. They have 4 players staring them down with the blue kind of being favourable to them here, even by a smaller margin.
It's going to be cruel. Rotating
exactly.
out of that. I mean, they've got the vehicles, but with how many teams looking at them, those vehicles, that's
God.
nasty.
Yep, that's a huge issue. This is what I was worried about with their rotation route. I don't know how viable the pathway was, if there was much cover forward, or if they're really clinging to very small amounts, because there's no safety on either side.
No matter where they go, unfortunately, teams that were looking down the barrel. Larson and WTSG, their hopes and dreams rely on him, but unfortunately he might be pulling up to a lot of people potentially. Gets off the bike. Welcome to our world. Aldous and grow up. They're on top of the hill at the moment. Kings of the Mountain laughing all the way to the bank. James is getting heavily tagged up, about 5 HP for him. He does hit the deck, so he should be able to stay alive. K98 onto Reels. Gets confirmed by Kramer. Fake onto Andy Pyro. Hits him out the vehicle and finishing him as well.
That's nice. Big pickup, but they've got to do more than this because it's rock in a hard place right now. There's nowhere safe. The spray is wild, but it works. It looks like Scoom's come up with enough here. Moleman does go down. It's confirmed in the end. That might be the death of Method.
I think it is. Play straight him. SLR finds Lockwood's face, sits him down.
Liquid are so surrounded though. There's so many people.
This could be beautiful.
A belting nade. Let's follow this one
Oh
all the way to the bank.
God.
Scoom. Just about.
If that defilade wouldn't have been there, that could have bounced hard.
Yeah, Scoom's hit the deck. He knows there's someone close by. If those nades are coming in, you can see the field now. They turn attention. They know what's going to be coming their way. Scoom gets the range out, confirms the kill. It's Samty with him, but the nades are raining in. Samty just got picked up by one. So now Grow Up as well, joining in on the bullying here. Liquid are feeling the pressure.
Bullets come through. Samty and Ibby, they're down. Samty's actually out completely. He's a confirmed kill. They know exactly where these players are. So they're just going to keep bombing, essentially, just trying to find more players of Liquid. Everyone knows where they are. They're hiding inside the smoke. But that's
Where's
a bullet.
That's
long range. I think that was, again, from Grow Up on the hill.
I'm pretty sure Method has a man standing as well. The spray, Scoom, he's in trouble. James, he takes down Lockwood though. They're still fighting the good fight here, Liquid. How are they alive? They're being picked apart from so many angles. And the third party's Grow Up. They're coming in from the back lines. That mini is saving their ass. And right now, Blankmeyer just been done for. That's unbelievable resilience here. Knights chiming in towards Sigsy, but Nibs is still here. He's still alive. He's 11 kills this game. They held that compound like absolute champions. But Grow Up in the back lines could be the unraveling, the undoing of so many teams.
Now, the circle has not gone their way. They have a long way to go. They've got to pretty much go through all the way on the hayfields. They'll have the barrels that they can kind of play with. Chris in the back. Yeah, lifted both notes at the same time.
Look at this! He got got 2. He couldn't confirm in the end. He does get picked up by Ibby, but what a bit of damage done. 28 seconds for the revive. You've got Chris in the back lines too. They don't know about that.
But
they're not worried about that.
Got.
They do have a nice little running position to get forward, but they've got a long way to go. There's a big open field in front of them. Alliance playing a very slow game around the side on the slow side of the circle, but who actually has the circle right now? Knight's in a good spot, and I'm not sure who the other team is.
Eleganton. Oh, I see what you did there. I just fell for it. Feels bad, man. Kramer on to T-Bone.
Suppressed as well.
The UK boys, unfortunately, feeling the force here. Kramer, Knights trying to get a win on the ball. They don't have one yet. He knows where Fizz is.
There's that nade gonna land. That's
close.
That feels bad.
Kobe!
He died to the zone in the end, but the damage was probably done.
He didn't get the 15.
By the nade.
That's a rip.
Yeah, that's a bit mean. That's a bit cruel. But let's see that rotation route to the blue. Once it gets moving a little bit quicker, you can see Liquid in trouble. Method going to be coming across them. Grub as well. Actually, Liquid going to go for the south rotation.
Chris is behind
him. Try and swing across. Chris might hold his nerve and try and play this late, though. If I'm Chris, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my time. I'm letting everyone else do it. But he does go down in the end. He's found out. He gets picked up by either the zone or tagged up for it. But Jeeves on the turn here.
You know what? This bottom fight could actually play dividends for Liquid and Grow Up. If Eleganton and Knights...
such a sick position, look at that.
If they see each other, though, their attention's good. Oh, does he sees the helmet?
One shot. Land it. Make it count if you're going to take it. There's no helmets here either. Just pre-firing the angle, trying to hope for something. But Grow Up are under pressure here. This works out well for the likes of Liquid. That might free them up slightly. But now you can see Ice turn, and the kills get confirmed, and Knights are looking far better now. This position is phenomenal for them.
Clean-up duty will come through. Blaze, though, back onto Voxic. All these individual battles that are going down have just played into Liquid's hands. They've got 7 kills in the bag. They've somehow managed to claw it and climb into the top 3. This is insane. This one fight now that happens, again, Eleganton plain spoiler. If they go after Knights, that gives basically Liquid a 2nd place finish.
Let's see who gets the third parties here. Savage there sprays into the smoke. He gets baited out by it. Savage now under pressure, tries to adjust around an eye line of sight, but Jeeves with the third party coming in. Knights as well. Jeeves!
No.
Jeeves!
No!
Not so many! This is sick work from Liquid. He lines him up, he knocks him down. It's the killing fields right now. But can he do any more? There's still 3 teams alive, 7 players.
Jeeves, you animal. You absolute animal. That's the UMP now climbing in the corner. Blaze is gone. So you're completely taking the Grocer out of play. You've got Jeems with the mini. You've got Ibiza with the mini. This is the duo, but the 7.62, it finds his body. That hurts. It hits him, and now the Knights, they know exactly where he is. But they have the circle. They can go to it.
Exactly.
It depends if they've got smokes, though, to make it to it. Everyone else has to come to them. This is insane for Liquid.
See what they can do. Jeems on the run. Ibby's still there, maybe holding the angle. You're seeing Knights now considering their next move. They have the defilade to work under. But this could be their unraveling. Who gets the drop on who? Jeeves is moving up. He's using line of sight. There's a nice little rocket. He's going to hear all these steps. That UMP could tear them apart. They have no idea, Richard. They have no idea. He could do this all. If he stands up right now, he could make this. Are they checking? They're going to check. Oh, the UMP. It's good for 1, though. He can't confirm the kill yet.
He's only got 10 bullets.
Bullets in the clip, and that's all he's got to work with. But they're terrified. They're scared. They don't know exactly all the information. He's going for the res.
That's a ballsy play.
He's going to get up. Peeks the angle. He doesn't know it. This teammate dies. Oh, the UMP! He comes back in on it. It's confirmed 2 kills. 1 man stands now for Knights, I'm almost certain. 1 for Eleganton. And now we're going to see surely Drayden's going to run. Get in. He's going to take the fight. Can he get it? He does. There's 2 teams left. Liquid have somehow survived all of this.
Oh,
and
no, the blue zone.
It's gone.
Liquid!
How have they done it again?
I mean, if there's a dynamic duo that you want in the final circle, oh my god, it's Ibby and Jeems. But the third-party fight, once again, it plays spoiler. It allows Liquid to claim their 3rd victory of these European regionals. That's insane. They were down. They were almost counted out because of where the circle was.